You're my special friend.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Special Friends Podcast. It's your boy Wuzi, and I'm here with
Earoke.
Ariel, and we back at it again with another episode. Unfortunately, no Allie.
Yeah, gonna miss her.
Left us high and dry.
What?
Pink slip on the way. You know what I'm saying? Pink slip on the way, right up on the way. Just kidding, no.
Family comes first.
No, I'm just teasing. It just always sound funny to be like, people be thinking they're getting written up, like, for a what?
Congratulations to her nephew, right?
I think her nephew getting graduation or something like that, and something else, but I don't remember.
It was like two things in one. Wait, it was two separate people graduated?
No, it was graduation and somebody's birthday or something like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
We're bad friends. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're having fun, Allie, and having safe travels and all the things.
Get turned.
Get turned, as Wuzi says.
Turned. That's funny. But as always, before we get into it, do me a favor, sorry, I got a cough. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, do me a favor, rate the podcast 5 stars, please. Video listeners, you too. Rate the podcast 5 stars, please, and thank you. If you're on Spotify, give it a review. It really helps out a lot. We're trying to push the audio version. Get our first sponsor. Let's turn it up. Turn it up. Sorry. I was thinking
was that you and I talking about that music video, or was it me and Ashley?
Probably you and Ashley.
We were saying like that was like the last really good huge collab.
Yeah.
It was nice.
They
don't do that like that no more.
I mean,
like rappers from each region and it's different sound and like all in one track.
Not that I know of. I can't think of one off the top of my head. But I also don't know where everybody's at, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know what Kodak collabed with a pretty good smack, but not like 3 or more places getting together. I can't think of a place like that, no.
Okay.
Interesting.
It was a cool video too. They had each had their own colors. I liked it. It was clean.
I'm gonna go back and break down that video. It sounds like there's a lot of layers.
Yeah, Busta was ahead of his time.
Oh,
sure.
I mean, that's definitely
always him and Missy are always ahead of his time.
That's a given.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're on tour together. Even though people was coming for their head, talk about they desperate for money, so they went on tour. I said,
desperate for money is crazy.
It's crazy. I was like, what? What do you mean? Like this?
Y'all know who they are?
Some people didn't know who Busta Rhymes was. He went to perform at a college like 2 years ago, and they were just like, who is this? I was like, the disrespect of these students right now.
I mean, was it a PWI?
I feel like it was.
Okay.
So that makes sense. But there was the decent amount of black students there that still was like not really rocking with it, and I was
What's
like,
the who?
Yeah, I was just like, where's the world come to?
But I think about it like it's probably a whole generation of people who don't know who the Dream is. Probably a whole generation of people who don't know what Twisted is.
Busta is like Busta. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's maintained relevancy decently over the years.
I think his last big song that I feel like everybody knows is the one he had with Chris Brown.
I feel like that's still decent, close enough though, right? No?
I was like, almost. Do you know when that song came out?
I don't know. What year was that?
It was like the end of it was like the middle of the 2010s.
I thought so, like 2011 or 2010, 2012.
No, maybe like 13. Like I was in was I in high school? I had to be in high school.
I don't know, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because like in our generation we talk about Busta a lot, like just in reference, I guess we talk about him.
Yeah, because he got a stamp in every way.
Yeah.
One of the greatest storytellers, by the way, if you ever listen to any of his interviews. He tell a story, I'd be like, I wish he'd read books. Hold on, I'm about to look up that song, Busta Rhymes.
See what year it came out?
Yeah. It's always going to be surprising. Look, 2011.
2011, okay.
I was a freshman in high school. I'm 27 years old.
I feel like he's done other things where people will know who maybe they
what?
don't maybe they don't know his music, but I would feel like they would recognize him at least, right?
I think the last popular thing I saw from Busta Rhymes, and maybe it might could be because of my algorithm, when he was talking about, I think it was the DMX he was talking about. He did an interview talking about somebody who passed away. He was giving a story about why he recognized somebody. But also, who am I? Who am I to say?
I don't know.
He got 4.8 million followers.
See, he has, he has people that know who he is. I feel like they just was being disrespectful. They probably just wanted a different artist and was like,
Who?
being rude.
That's not ABA Young Boy. No, I definitely get what you're saying. I never thought about it that way. I'm gonna have to break down because Busta Rhymes, I've always respected him, but I've never dived deep into his old stuff. On top of, I've never kept up with him just because he said he older than my mama, so 52 years old. So it's like at the same time, it's a whole different generation.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I see that. But any hoodoo, how you feeling, Ariel? Ariel?
I'm feeling good today. Yeah.
GOOD?
Huh?
GOOD?
Oh, yes. GOOD.
Double O. Not GOOOOOD. I feel good.
Maybe,
how many O's on
maybe
it?
3 O's.
3 O's? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
That's good, though. What'd you end up doing today?
Today, today I had to get up after like 3 hours of sleep to take my nephew to the airport. And then, you know how like you don't get enough sleep, you wake up early and then like you can't fall back to sleep? That happened to me. So I ended up watching a show with my sister for a minute.
Classic.
Yeah, and I ate. Then I went to sleep, slept through work, and then... But it was already supposed to be like a chill day. Like I had already told my team like I probably won't be available, whatever. And then I did some work, connected with some family. Went to visit Britt, and then I came here. I haven't ate since 7 a.m. though, and so I'm getting a little hungry.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I did eat. I ate a meat stick. When I went to Safeway to get flowers and like balloons, and I checked all out and stuff, and I was like, wait, I haven't eaten. I'm getting hungry, so I ate a meat stick, and that held me over for like 4 hours.
What a life.
Yeah, but as you can see, it was a different day than typical, but it wasn't like super overwhelming or super like chill. It was like a good like whatever. So I feel okay. I feel good.
Okay.
Good.
I'm not mad at that. Good. I'm not mad at that. I think it's funny that, I don't know, I always crack up about like the eating situation because sometimes I think to myself like the same thing because there'll be days where it's just not given to eat. And there'll be other days where I'm like, I can't stop eating. And I wonder if sometimes we think about like, I didn't eat a lot today. Do that like stop us from really thinking about like, is it a weekly thing we should really be thinking about eating? Did I eat good enough this week, or do it matter?
I think it just depends on your relationship with food. Like for myself, I don't want to claim too much stuff, but I have like disordered eating, so I can forget to eat or I can overeat, and a lot of times I forget to eat, and people be calling, texting, "Did you eat today? Ashley be knocking. Are you coming out to eat?" So I have an issue with that, either because most of the time I be in flow. Most of the time I'm working or creating something and everything else just like, I just forget about nourishing myself. And she be having to come check on me like, girl, come touch the grass, get some sunlight.
That's funny.
Eat something. And I feel like that was kind of similar to what happened today. Like I was just like, okay, I gotta get this done, get here. And I was just like, I probably should have ate before I left the house, but I didn't. And
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there's something to that though, because I talked about this with my guys Nick and Chase, but also like when I recently did that project, I didn't eat that whole morning until we finished later that day. And I remember they were saying like, "Oh, you should eat real quick." Eat real quick. I said no. I said when I'm fasted, I'm in the flow state. my brain. I said my brain feel like it fires off faster.
Yeah.
Is it true? I don't know, but I do like. I feel like even though remember when we were taking tests, like make sure you have a good breakfast before you take your test. Blah blah blah. I feel like, as far as abstract thinking, I feel like when I'm fasting still, something about my brain just I feel like my brain just in places that my head can't be if I'm eating. I don't know if that makes sense.
I know I get that. I think for me, like, let's say I start work at like 9 a.m. and I'm in like a good creative space and I'm in that flow. The only time I check in with my body and be like, "Oh, how you feeling?" It's like after I finally close out a meeting or something, and I'd be like 1 p.m. and I'm like, "Oh wait, I do have hunger pains, or I do have like some thirst pains, or like I start to get a headache." And my headaches are usually the first indicator for me. But they're probably but it probably is a connection between like you said, like the different things we're focusing on, whether it's creatively or versus something else versus.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like especially I think the key, especially when you think about something that flows, usually it's something meaningful or something that takes intense concentration.
Yeah.
Because when I was working a desk job, I'm snacking all day because it's too much downtime. So I'm getting bored. I need some nuts, pause. Oh, crazy. I need some snacks that I can just, and I find myself eating way more versus if like now I'm doing sales. It's like I'm just out there and I'm like, the last thing I want to do is stop and go eat. Like I just want to keep going.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Did any of your teachers in school used to put like chocolate on your desk on test days?
No.
So I had this teacher. I can't remember if it was 3rd grade or 9th grade. I feel like it was junior high. Yeah, I think it was junior high. And she would put Cocoa Puffs, like a bowl of dried Cocoa Puffs in the middle of the our desk because we sat at tables. And she said the smell of cocoa or cacao, whatever, like it helps you like trigger your memory and like creates like some type of pheromone to help you test better and like remember stuff better or whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, if you guys get hungry, like feel free to grab them, you know." But I'm sitting here, I don't know how true it was. I never listened to it, but I just thought it was an interesting approach as a teacher.
Sound like they was experimenting on y'all.
Probably. And I can't even recall like that far back to say like, "Oh, it worked," because I don't remember it. But
yeah, not to mention, what's the reference point? Like, is there a point where she didn't do it and then now we did it again? And
no, she did it every time we had tests that whole year that I had her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're like, if it worked or not.
Oh,
like,
right.
You don't have a,
well, I can compare it to like my other classes maybe.
Yeah.
Or like my
class that
because
I was focused in.
I think it was an English class, so I can think like
worst class.
Think of like other years I've taken English. Like, oh, did I do better? And I don't know. It was so long ago. I still wouldn't be able to defer or compare to know if it worked.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, hey, you can try it in your older age now.
I know. Maybe I should try it.
Put a bowl of chocolate right there.
Yeah. Some cocoa.
Ain't nobody trying to smell that, but that's what's up.
How was your week?
Man.
And how was your day? I guess.
Man, where do I start? Just getting off. I had a good day, good week. You know, moving and grooving, pretty much. Just trying to get stuff done. That's all it really is. Trying to get things done. I feel like last week was kind of a week where I was just in ether. Now it's trying to bring everything back down and get back to work. I get to drink tomorrow, so I think I might take a shot at midnight, but I don't know.
Okay.
Something just feels like it'd be a good celebration. Take a shot at midnight.
Okay.
It's June 1st, by the way. Tomorrow's June 1st. Yeah, I mean, I've been reflecting on that a lot. Really thinking about the environment that I find myself in when I'm drinking, or not that it's not to be corny, like all the environments that I drink in are negative, but just more the mindset of those people who are living for the weekend and stuff like that. Whatever. It's been good to not be around those types of people. It's also made me realize something that I've thought of. I was thinking about a lot about this week and last week is the power of vices.
Okay.
I think this would be dope to talk about. I never realized, like, when you think of a vice, we always think of the positive. It makes me feel good. It helps relieve me from some kind of feeling. You know, there's an escapism. There's something, a positive trait that you get from it.
Okay.
But it's usually short, a short duration, obviously. And, you know, for me, like, alcohol's one of those things where I'm like, is it a vice? Technically, yes. But I've never used it in such a way. You know, obviously, depending on how you see it, you can see it many different ways about whether it's wrong or right. But for me, I don't see an issue with it, especially in moderation. But I do feel like vices, where they be like video games, dating, alcohol, marijuana, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you can, like, distract yourself with, I feel like it definitely keeps you out of the moment. Because I feel like these last 6 months is probably the most present I've been in a while. And I only say that because even though I don't do it often, I did realize there's a lot of times where I was feeling like not the best. And alcohol was one of those things where I'm like, man, some alcohol would be great. An edible would be great. You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't have that, it kind of forced me to work through that feeling. And how do I cope with this now?
In different way.
Yeah, like, how do I cope with this in a way that is healthier? Even though maybe I didn't think about that way initially, but it's like, okay, how do I cope with this in a different way that's not something that's destructive?
Yeah.
And I feel like that revelation really, I don't know, really sat with me this last week and
is there
couple weeks.
A strategy or technique or thing that you developed for coping these last 6 months that you're okay with sharing?
I mean, I just take advantage of so like something I do when I'm bored is doom scroll.
Okay.
Or when I'm overwhelmed, I doom scroll. So it's a lot of pattern swapping or habit swapping.
Yeah.
So when I have that urge, instead of doing that, reading a book.
Okay.
When I had that urge to drink, instead of drinking, just hang out with people. Yeah, pretty much stuff like that. Like, basically swapping that for a task that's similar enough, but it's not. Like, reading a book is still consuming something.
Yeah.
But it's obviously something that might be a little bit more worthwhile, and you learn something from it. A lot of times when I drink, I don't like drinking by myself unless it's like I'm just chilling. A lot of times I like to go out. So when I felt like drinking, instead of going out to drink, I just go out.
Yeah.
And enjoy the presence of people. So I would say those are the things, at least that I was doing. Actually, something that I have not been doing, which is wild, is I haven't been journaling this last 6 months. At least not as
yeah, you used to.
I be going hard in the paint, but lately I have not. Some just won't allow me to pull the book out and sit there and write in it. I think it's a lot of it's because I lost one of my pens. I ain't gonna lie. I lost one of my favorite pens, so I'm like, I don't want to write. All of the pens I got are butt.
I've been going through that too, though. Like, I haven't been journaling. I think I told you that recently. Like, that's why I started the audio diary, because I'm just like, I want to express myself and get things out, but just writing it hasn't been hidden like it used to.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge journaler, so
why do you feel that way though?
I don't know what it is. It's just like not.
Like, is it the act of sitting down, or is it when you're actually in the point of writing, you don't feel like doing it?
I think it's in the point of writing. Like, I still make time to sit down and like reflect and stuff. But when it comes to like actually writing it out, I'm just like, I don't know, something throws me off. So I'm just like,
Interesting.
maybe it's just a season, because I usually enjoy writing. So
Wonder what it is. I mean, I feel the same way, because I definitely can resonate with that feeling because but I talk a lot anyway. We being honest. Yeah. Unfortunately,
I'm becoming much more of a talker now.
How's that feel?
It feels interesting because I'm known to be like really quiet, and I think I am pretty reserved still, but yeah, I talk way more than I used to.
It'd be like that
like
sometimes.
it. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I think me and Ali mentioned this last week. Like one of the youth that we worked with recently, he was saying how his hobby is talking, and I was like, maybe that's my new hobby now. Is talking.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's cool.
Interesting.
Using my voice was just one of my intentions this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to think about it too. Especially like, I remember you guys talking about him saying that as a hobby. I thought it was funny. I don't know. I think it's funny to see the transition going from. It makes sense though, because after a while, like, even though I don't traditionally feel like when I write in my book I'm bottling up, there is a level of keeping that within yourself when you're writing. Because are you expressing yourself on the paper? Yes. Does anybody know? No. And I will say that's something that I've been realizing why I think I haven't been journaling when I think about the feeling is that, nigga, I be wanting to talk about it.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of tough sometimes because it's some stuff that I don't. It's some things that I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about, if that makes sense. No?
Okay.
Meaning like...
You want to talk about it, is it hard to talk about? Like how hard to say it out loud?
It'd be like this. And hopefully people can understand this. I want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. I can't mess up. No. I want to talk about it, but I either don't want to have to go into the backstory that it will take to fully flesh out the conversation.
Okay.
Or I don't want to have to, what's the word I'll use? I don't want to have to like over explain myself to make sure somebody don't get the wrong idea. Like I be having a lot of raw things that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That I want to talk about, but I don't want to have to. And what I mean by that is, and I know I said it this way, but what I really mean is this, and I don't want to do all that. And then on top of that, some of the other stuff, I don't want to have to go into the backstory of why
we're here, we're at now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why am I? How did I start feeling this way? Yeah. And what am I even referencing on a deeper level? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Do I want to talk about it? Yes. Do I want to talk about it? Nah, hell no. Don't want to get asked the questions. I honestly don't trust people. I hate to be that way. I don't trust people. I think people. This is public knowledge. I feel like people gonna use the information against me. Sorry.
I can resonate with that. Similarly to your reasons, not so much trust, not trusting someone, but in the sense of like having to give backstory or like critically think when they have those questions. Because I'm like, sometimes I'm not in that space to process. I just want to get it out.
Yeah.
And they be like really want to like process and break it down.
Slow it down.
Yeah, and all this. I'm just like, I'm not in space to do that right now. I just wanted to, get it off my chest or whatever.
Exactly.
So I can understand that.
Yeah. So that's why I think I need to get in a journal when I feel that way. But at the same time, I'd be like, I think this is one of those points I need to again get back to therapy.
Yeah.
I haven't had a therapist in a while, but even then, she used to be.
But you know what you're going into when you're going to therapy.
Yeah. And I think I've been one of the few people. I've been seeing a lot of articles that people, not articles, my bad, video clips of people saying they be lying to their therapist.
Yeah.
And I think that's more common than I think. I'm like, am I doing a disservice telling my therapist the truth?
Not a disservice.
should I, like, are they on to something?
No, I feel like that makes their job like worthwhile because they're actually.
I mean, but it depends on the therapist. Because if a therapist's not doing her job, I probably wouldn't tell her the truth either. If I feel like you was like coddling me,
Or like,
no, you're supposed to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way.
Yeah.
No, I want you to tell me about myself, which is why I'm telling you the truth. But if I feel like I told you the truth and I know it's wrong and you coddle me, or what are they, a snitch? Anyway, I don't ever worry about the snitch part, but sometimes I do.
They can't snitch, right? Unless
The
it's
school
like,
ones can.
The school ones, okay.
Cause my friend I think I had somebody I knew, not really like friend, but like somebody I knew. I think they had got their family in trouble for snitching.
Oh yeah, when they're like what's it called? I should know this. I'm one.
Oh, the reporter,
Yeah.
mandated reporter.
Mandated reporter, yeah.
Yeah, well, and unfortunately, but it sucks because it's like,
I know.
while I understand mandated reporting, I'm gonna do my job because I'm technically trained to do the same thing, and I won't. So don't tell me nothing, kids.
Yeah, I feel bad because one of my youth that I used to work with, I keep in touch with quite a few of them, and she reached out a few months ago, and she was like, "Are you still a mandated reporter?" And I was like,
Yes.
"Yeah." She was just like, "Okay," and she chose not to tell me what she was.
And I think that's fair.
And I just felt so bad because I wanted to be there for her, but at the same time, I'm just like, I get it, like, but it's so conflicting. It's so conflicting.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, as on the kids, I can understand the kids side every day of the week. Because I've had things that I probably, if I would have said, no, my mom wasn't crazy, but some probably things I would have said, I probably would have got in trouble.
Yeah.
And got us in trouble type shit. Like when I thought when I was 4, if I wasn't smart enough to snitch, I mean, if I wasn't smart enough to like understand that not to tell CPS the truth, it could have been bad. But at the same time, that's their job. But at the same time, it's like, where's the human aspect of it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mandated reporter.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
CPS is interesting, but we're not going to get into that.
Not today, Jesus.
Not today.
But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about as far as my week and how my week is going. It's been good. It's just been deeply reflective and
Yeah.
just trying to bring it back on. All I've been trying to do lately is get out of a funk, really, and just kind of get back to work. It's been easier said than done. A lot of times when I come home from work, I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how? And I've been thinking to myself like, still trying to figure out what can I do to really flip the switch to give me a second win. I still ain't figured it out. I think it might be alcohol though. To be honest with you, I feel like if I get home and drink alcohol, I might be back in the flow state. I used to come home and eat an edible and be fucking locked. It's my shit. But I don't do that no more. Yeah, I want to get into the topics of the day. Why you weak? Stuff I miss.
Nothing.
Oh, brother.
You're like, I don't do that no more. Okay.
I don't.
Good.
I mean, the alcohol I'm probably gonna do again, but not the marijuana. That's too much. Waking up high is not the vibe. I did want to get into respect. Since we're talking about being man.
PECT.
Yeah, you said it. You said it wrong though.
I didn't.
RESP.
I wasn't trying to do that way because I was trying to make sure I don't miss this letter.
She's actually trying to spell.
Yeah.
While we talking about mandated reporting and stuff like that, and parents, there was a video we watched.
Yes.
I showed Ariel because I've been deep into TikTok algorithms.
He's been in TikTok for like.
I've been trying to get topics.
Yeah.
Did I not get good topics today?
You did.
We'll see. I guess we'll see.
It. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I've been in the trenches. I'm trying to help you out. Anyway, my fault.
I appreciate it.
I'm so disgusted. Anyways, I'm just kidding. But I've been deep in the TikTok trenches. I've been with y'all. I've been keeping up with the beefs, keeping up everything. But I'm not going to shout him out because I don't know his name on top of my head. Sorry. But there's a video we were watching of a dude and his mom, and they were talking about respect. The mom specifically was talking about how she feels like no matter what, she was taught to always respect her parent, even if her mom was in the wrong. And while she was saying that, the son was just like, I hate that for you. I hate that for you. I hate that for you. And granted, was he being confrontational? Absolutely.
Yes.
But do I feel him?
Yes.
Kinda do. I ain't gonna lie. What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts was I understand both their sides, but I feel like people, yes, there should be a level of respect and honor for your parents, but parents are supposed to respect and honor their child too. And I feel like that's where a lot of the disconnect comes from. And it shouldn't be to the point where I'm receiving all this disrespect and you're dishonoring me, but you expect me to respect and honor you.
Yeah.
And
I mean, how do you feel about that notion when people will be acting like, well, you're my child, so you're always gonna be my child? Because I feel like that's what it stemmed from, especially in black families.
Yeah, like I understand I'm your child, but I'm also a human and I deserve respect and honor. Like,
That means I'm an adult.
I'm an adult human as well, and I deserve respect and honor. But I don't like how he, like you say, he was like very dismissive and very like confrontational. I feel like there's something in him that he needs to acknowledge internally and like work with like a professional about because of how he was like coming off and like his energy, and you could tell it was stirring and bothering him, but he was putting up like a mask of like, oh, I'm just gonna have an attitude, I'm just gonna be confrontational, I'm just gonna act like I'm big and bag and don't care like what she's saying. But honestly, I could tell he did care about their relationship in some capacity
Sure
of
does.
like wanting it to like not be the way it, because apparently that they have content of various conversations like that on their page.
Yeah.
I feel like you should, some of the points she said in that particular video was, oh, like you're disrespecting me in public, basically. That part I get. I feel like that should be something, a standard for all relationships, even with a parent and child relationship. Is like, we can discuss this, but we don't have to discuss this in public, or we can acknowledge how we're feeling and express ourselves, but we don't have to be disrespectful to each other.
Yeah.
In person especially. I mean, not person, but in public especially.
I mean, yeah, and I get it. I think when she be in public, she probably being by on TikTok.
Yeah, because they have, and apparently he does that all the time.
But I hate to be bold. I hate to say this. I don't feel like he different in private. Because I don't want to assume that he turned it up.
I don't feel like he turns up either. I just think overall it should just be addressed in private.
Yeah. Yes, I do. But I also feel like y'all can't. On the 144th video, now you want to talk about keeping it in private?
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch the other videos, so I don't
know how many videos.
She might have said it before.
Yeah.
But I just picked up on that part of that video.
And I get that. I will say, to the masking part, I think I kind of agree with it. But I do feel like there's a part of him that just don't forgive her. Because she don't seem like she even
acknowledge that
what she did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, that might be a reach because I don't know what really happened.
Yeah.
But given the way the fact that you're given that point that I should always be respected is like,
you
to do that means you're dissing the accountability.
Yeah.
That you fudged up.
She did something negative towards him.
Yeah.
And she's like, it doesn't matter what I did. You respect me. And it's just like.
And that was the part that was the, the between the lines part where I'm like, I can understand how he might feel some type of way because you're not finna over explain to me about how I gotta respect you. But like you said, at some point you didn't respect me. And not only did you not respect me, you're not acknowledging that point.
Taking accountability.
So,
for anything.
this is why I have this demeanor that I have. And, it's one of those things where, depending on what relationship you want, some people have grace first and stuff like that, whatever. Again, I'm reaching because I don't know their situation. I'm I like the conversation overall though, because I think, especially not really my generation, but the generation, like, not my generation, but my older cousins. So I'm 27, so my older cousins would be like in their 40s now and 30s. I feel like for them, they resonate with that feeling a lot more than I could. I think my parents and my friends' parents are a lot more in tuned. They were growing up at a point where stuff was changing and realizing like, oh snap, my kids understand more than I assume. Versus I feel like my older cousins' parents have that same like, you know, OG parent. My mama used to beat my head in, and I say yes, ma'am, and then and so you gonna do the same. But it's like, your mama was also a good mama. No disrespect. Your mama bust your head in, but your mama also put that Band-Aid on after. You bust my head in and left me there knocked out. Not literally something that happened. I'm just saying, being dramatic for theatrics. But you get what I'm saying. So I feel like to that conversation, to that perspective, I definitely have never ever agreed with that concept that you should always respect me. And
well, I think that's what's misconstrued is like how do you define respect? Like what does that look like? And I feel like everyone has a different mindset around what respect looks like and all the things, and I think that's where the huge disconnect is.
Well, I also give more context to their situation, because I did watch another video of theirs. Something that she felt like was disrespectful is that when he get upset, he leave.
Okay.
Which to me is wild, by the way. First of all, he said they'll go back and forth. He'll get upset. He'll be like, you know, I'm about to go, and he'll leave.
Okay.
And she felt like that disrespectful. Like, why you just getting up and leaving? I don't know. Let me ask you: do you feel like that's disrespectful?
So I used to teach anger management, and that was one of the techniques we taught folks. Is like check in with yourself, and remove yourself from the situation if you have to. So walking away is removing yourself from the situation if you come to the point where you feel like you're going to harm yourself or harm someone else or say something that, you know, that takes things to the next level, whatever. So if he's saying, I say if he just didn't say anything, walked out, maybe slammed some doors, something like that, which is still not, I feel like that's an unhealthy way. But if he's saying like, obviously this isn't going anywhere right now, I have to go, and he leaves, I feel like that should be respected.
Well, she said he'll be like, I guess if I remember correctly, it'll be like, don't want to talk about it. Well, she's like, well, bring the dog back, because he had a dog. He'll come drop the dog back off. She's like, he'll come drop the dog off, get something out of my refrigerator and stuff like that, and then still don't talk to me. Like, you can't be that mad at me.
I am not mad at you.
I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But so I remember that was something that she said, and that's why I wanted to ask you. Like,
so you want him to just get over it without any type of processing or like communication or
stay in it.
Or, yeah,
I know a lot of people are really big on to stay in it.
No, it's a lot though. I don't
never agree with staying in it.
I've never been a fan of staying in it. Like, everyone deals with conflict differently. Not saying to like brush it under the rug, because that's very unhealthy. I've been in a relationship like that before too. But everyone has their own way of processing and approaching conflict. And so I feel like those ways should be respected, and there should be a compromise. Like, there's lots of people I've met where they're the ones who like, we got to stay in it. We're going to be up to 4 a.m., and it's just like, okay, that's your way of doing things. If my way is like, I need to step away and process things on my own and come to a state in my body where I feel more safe, or at least know what I want to say or how I want to express it. Like, there should be a compromise. Like, in counseling, one of the counselors I was seeing was saying like, a compromise would be like, okay, even though I want to stay in this, I want to respect like your process, so I'll give you a day. And that's the compromise. Some people give people 3 days. Some people give people a week, depending on like whatever. Or some people give people like 2 hours. You know, I just feel like there should be a compromise there.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Because again, if you get, especially, it's a fun fact. I mean, you've seen this. What's so funny?
Go ahead.
Ariel's got some secret feelings about me. She feels some type of way about me. She'll never say it. Anyways, I was saying I would consider myself a hothead.
Okay.
So a lot of times I'm a big walking away type of person, especially when I get hot. I remember somebody said, especially like the hour thing, like that's a fair one. Like, okay, well, this is it's getting temperature's rising. Let's just go ahead and just take a time out. I think that's fair. Somebody said the problem, people were always worried about the problem, like, well, what if they keep putting it off? I remember somebody said something that was really cool, and I'm going to pass this along too, is if that person keeps putting it off, was like, well, we're going to wait a day, I don't feel like talking about it yet. That person, if they're really want to do it, you have to make that person set a date. Well, okay, yeah. But you have to set a date. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to talk about it tomorrow. You don't want to talk about, it's been 2 days. You pick a day that we're going to talk about it, and that day we have to talk about it. Yeah. Because it's fair. I'm giving you your time, but you got to be fair to me that I don't want to be hung up on this for another week.
Yeah, that was a follow-up thing that they taught us in counseling, too, is just like, even if, because it was like couples counseling. So it was like, as a couple, you might decide, okay, we do 3 days, but then we get to that third day, like you said, someone might be like, actually, I need more time. You allow that person, like you said, to set that date. Okay, what's more time? Like, what's the date, But not everybody have healthy communication. And
most people don't, I don't think.
Right. And also, like, what I used to teach my parents a lot is just, like, healthy communication may look different, too. Just based on people's backgrounds and cultures and, like, upbringings. And so you need to find a communication style that works best for both of them. But you have to be willing to, understand each other's communication styles first, and then find like something that meshes them both that fits, the communication style. But as far as this parent and child that we observed in this video, I just feel like they need to just take it offline. And
they
like, not.
It's content. People enjoyed it. It got obviously
well,
got on views.
It's relevant, and like we can relate to it. And I obviously we're talking about it, but it's just like.
And I want to speak to his point a little bit, because like, as someone who was raised by an older person, grandma, grandpa, I understand what she's saying as far as even when my grandma did something out of pocket, I'm not finna call my grandma a B word. Mm-hmm. I'm not finna get sassy with my grandma and stuff like that. But I think especially old folks, I think they misconstrue what their version of respect is, because I can respect you and tell you about yourself. Yeah. Listen, grandma. I'm gonna be honest.
Set boundaries too.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the way you said that to me, and you know what I'm saying. I got my grandma is the type of person. Well, what you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna express myself and use iMessages.
It's not even that. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna go. You won't see me for a while.
Yeah, you can.
And that's the case. And if you mad at me, you need to be mad at yourself. Because I came to you with respect, and you came at me sideways.
That's true.
And that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that, where it's like, you can still be respectful and set your boundaries. You don't have to be snappy.
Yeah. And that's where that was bothering me with him, because I was just like, you're being very confrontational, very sassy right now. Like, it's not necessary.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know their relationship. I don't know what she could have did or should have did or whatever. But I did want to speak to that point of it. Like, I understand the respect side of it, but I hate when people conflate respect with not saying nothing. Like, no, you can't tell me about myself. That's disrespectful. And that's no. If that's the case, and that's why people be like, well, you got no shit with your parents or your grandparents. I got the best relationship I can have with them right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my thoughts on that. Another one. What you want to do? You want to do Jerome, or you want to talk about what y'all really be saying versus what y'all be meaning?
I want to do Jerome.
Jerome?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Tell him what Jerome is. You watch the whole thing. Tell him about it.
All right. So there's this show that Wuzi and I started watching. I introduced it to him because I enjoyed it when it came out. It's called Oh Jerome No. And it's basically about this guy. He's like, what, late 20s, early 30s, seems like. And the show is about
definitely
him.
A millennial.
Huh?
It's definitely a millennial.
Yeah, seems like a millennial for sure. He's basically navigating life and mainly around his love life. And so he's learned that he's like a pushover and he gets taken advantage of a lot and he doesn't know how to set boundaries for himself. So he goes into trying to develop himself and build up his confidence and, find his groove in who he is while also dating and trying to figure out what that looks like altogether. But yeah, it's a pretty good show. It's a very quick watch because every episode I think is only like 15-20 minutes, but they're very intriguing, very fast, and like really draws you in, very entertaining. And yeah, was there anything else I should say about it?
I ain't finished it, so I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, I'm not gonna say too much. I don't want to be a spoiler person, but
I mean, it's been out for a minute, to be fair.
it came out 2019. I watched it 2020, I believe. So
if y'all haven't, go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it with her. I went over there one day and we watched a bit of it. I don't know. Did you speak to the part about like the quarrels he deals with? I guess.
Yeah. So I guess he deals with like I said, like the lack of boundaries, the people pleasing, not knowing.
Hyper emotional.
Yes, he's very. Yeah, I guess that's a key point. He's hyper emotional, and he gets fixated on people very quickly to where like he's planning out their lives, and he just met them.
Yeah, and the show's kind of about how he's navigating that.
Yeah,
as he dates different women, which is cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a good. From what I've seen, it was a good show. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't remember what episode, the number we stopped on, but
yeah, I don't remember either.
We watched a good chunk of it, I would say. But the reason I brought it up is because there is, and I won't give it away, but I'll give away the concept. There's a point in the episode where he asks for something and gets denied.
On multiple occasions.
Multiple occasions. Mm-hmm. And then after about a year, she comes with that same idea, and he then denies it.
Yeah.
And she becomes a thing where she gets upset.
Yeah.
And that's where I stopped watching. I didn't finish the episode, so let me be fair. It might be a better resolution, but from what I saw at the time, I felt some type of way.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to talk about that.
Okay.
About that concept, because as I think about it, I don't think I've ever been physically or emotionally there where I've been saying something. Actually, I'll say it like this: I've never had a situation where I've been persistent about an idea, and they like turn an idea down, and then later on want to do the idea. But I have had many occasions where I've given an idea, and when I get the idea, it was a bad idea, and then it's been taken outside of my context and applied and seen it was a good idea. And I do say, I ain't gonna say that, I do maybe for type of way, but to the context of what we're talking about, do you think it's fair for somebody? Do you feel like it's fair for that person, if they've been getting constantly denied, to have a different position on that concept, even though they were for it at first?
Yeah. There's two things I want to say to that. So one thing, yes, because my philosophy is like people evolve every day. We learn more about ourselves. We learn more about our relationships, our environment, our world, everything. So that can give us more evidence in like our decision making, right? And seeing that this had went on for a year, when he first brought the idea up, it was very early, and she was like, "Heck no," like, which is also understandable. And him persistently like bringing it up and bringing it up, and constantly receiving that denial or that no. I think partially he may have recognized things where he's like, I see why she don't want to do this thing yet, like I see like why this probably should take a little bit more time before we make this decision. And he also, I feel like, could have been like not really thinking it through. You know how like you think you're in something, and then like once you're in it, you're just like, crap, like I didn't really think this through, like what this all means.
Yeah.
And I think that was hitting him all at once, and so he was just like going haywire.
Yeah.
My second part to that was I watched a video recently.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how this is people's opinions. I don't know how any of this is true, but there was this particular woman online. I don't even know how she came up with my timeline, but I just clicked it. I was just like, what is she talking about? And she was saying how men in particular, like, they kind of jumped the gun kind of early. I'm not going to generalize it. So let's say some men jumped the gun pretty early. Like, especially when it comes to like making a relationship official. So like they'll ask the woman like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? And then once, similar to this, like say like the woman's like, oh, like I need a little bit more time to think about it or something. Or she might agree and say, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. And then now the woman has developed these feelings. She's developed like some type of idea of like the relationship. And now the guy is like, just now starting to figure out like, do I really want them to be my girlfriend? It's like, she was explaining, I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but she was basically explaining like, it wasn't fully thought through, because the guy introduced the idea of like making things official, and then now that the girl's on board, they're just like, okay, this is my time to process to see if this is actually a relationship I want. And so she was just saying like sometimes men work backwards in that way sometimes.
I feel like there's a little bit of a reach.
Yeah.
I say that because I don't know if a man thinks about maybe in that way. Mm. I do think because to make sure I'm understanding right, you're saying like more like they don't know if I really like them or if this girl's.
So, the way she was saying is like they have an idea that they like the person, and they have an idea of like this person being their girlfriend or whatever the case, and so they initiate that, and then when it happens, because at this point, if we're saying yes to a man, we're all in at that point. Most of the time, women are usually like, if we're saying yes to this, that means like we're confident in this decision. But men are just like, once they make that decision, they have like a processing time where it's just like, okay, I've asked her to be my girlfriend. She said yes.
I feel like that's cap.
Now, is this really what I want? So she was saying like it's kind of like an afterthought in some cases, and
I feel like that's cap.
It makes things conflicting for.
I can't speak to what that lady said. I can speak from how I perceive my men friends and my females' point of views from relationships. I will say I think dudes at the beginning. I say this actually is a perfect way to explain it.
Okay.
I feel like when a man and a girl a man and a woman start dating, I feel like a man is usually at 100% and a woman's at 0%. And depending on the compatibility, I feel like that it slowly they go to a point of convergence. Sorry, I don't know why I'm explaining this way, but it's how I feel it.
Okay.
So I feel like as a woman starts to like a man more often, like more. It's not being 100% true, but I feel like men start to see like, dang. So it's like he'll be 100% in, like, oh, she a dope person, she this, that, whatever. But over time, as he gets to know her more, you know, because men live in a box. They put this woman on a pedestal, and they find out, damn, she went to the bathroom 3 times today. Can you believe that? She don't like when I play video games. Can you believe that? She want me to give her my location. Can you believe that? And I feel like these little things chip to
That kind of still falls into what she was saying, right? Like, they kind of get into that reality of processing. Like, do I really want this person to be my girlfriend, even though they already asked this person to be my girlfriend, and they in it now?
I think so. If she's meaning that, then I agree. But the way I understood it, I didn't understand it as that. I understand it as more like, because I don't. I mean, it's possible, because I wouldn't go as far as saying like a man is trying to decipher. Because again, a lot of times when a dude, especially when you ask a dude asks a woman to be his girlfriend, because especially we live in an era where you don't have to ask nobody to be your fucking girlfriend. We being for real. Let's be honest. We could be situationship for the rest of our life if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
So when I actually be my girlfriend, I don't think it's really just, oh, she a cool girl, make her my girlfriend. I do think there's a little bit more attention behind that. I don't know if I do think there's obviously when you're dating somebody there's still a level of discernment on both sides. I think a lot of times where men get hung up, especially specifically the men around my life, is that I don't think they'd be aware of what they was willing to give, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, everybody want to be married. Everybody in my want to be married, for the most part. But they don't realize
all things cost.
everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
If your girl really don't like you playing video games, and that's something that you love to do, and you thought, a lot of people live in La La Land thinking that he gonna give it up, he thinking she gonna get over it. When y'all hit that point where it's like, she's like, no, I need you to cut that off, like, blah, 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 and he like, no, I need you to accept this. That is a fracture.
Yeah.
And I feel like those a lot of times what, from my understanding, it usually be something like that is where a dude be like, or even a girl will be like, I can't do this no more. I don't think it'd be like, I realized she wasn't as cool as I thought she was. Like, they'll explain it that way, but it really be these different fractures that happen where it's like, we couldn't, we wanted this end goal, but we couldn't collaborate. We couldn't meet in the middle. We couldn't, one person couldn't sacrifice something.
Yeah.
So that's the point. I can't be in a relationship with this person if they're going to act this way. And
it's so funny you explain it, that not what you just explained, but what you previously explained about guys being all in and the girls like working up to it, because I've watched things online and people always explain it the other way.
Really?
I think we talked about this before, where I think we talked about it a few months ago, but it was a lot of people believe or have this understanding that women are all in, but our issue, I'm gonna disclaim because I'm a woman, I don't do this all the time, but our issue is that we are all in because of the idea we have of this guy, and we have an idea of like things are just going to be perfect right away, or like things are going to be like falling into place, or our relationship is going to look a certain way. And so if the guy's not being like, what they call like applying pressure, or all the different phrases that we've came up with, then our interest in like commitment starts to lower. And then the guy, like, we start here, the guy starts here, and you would think that we would end up here, but it's just like once women start deflating or whatever, we drop really low, and the guy is just not working out. And so, a lot of videos I watched that was explain it that way was just like that's where a lot of our generations missing the mark. Is like we hardly meet in the middle. It's just like we're constantly this the whole time.
Yeah.
And then it's just a whole bunch of drama and chaos, and then like.
Well, and the reason why I explain it, the way that I explain it, as far as a man being 100%, a woman being 0%, is, and if we being honest, it's changing, and I don't know, I won't go as far as say it's for the better or for the worse, because the long-winded effects of it, I'm not too sure of, but I think a man, again, this is how I feel like a man is more likely to date a woman and make her his girlfriend with very little shown, very little. A woman don't gotta do a lot to prove herself to a dude. All she gotta be compassionate and stuff like that. Have these soft skills, which are important things, but it's not like a nigga's not gonna be like, she's not attentive to me. All these different things that
some guys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We in this now. That's what I'm saying. Now we in this space where that's happening. But like my uncle, his girl gotta be cute. She gotta cook, and she just gotta love him. That's all he need. She gonna argue with him and stuff like that. He don't care about that extra stuff. As long as them three prerequisites is made, he don't care. He don't care about nothing else. But my aunt, nigga, I don't care if you cute. I don't care if you know how to work on cars. What can you do for me? And respect.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. That's what I'm really meaning where it's like that. Because, I'm like, dang, this girl really like me. I fall victim to this. This girl really like me. You know what I'm saying? She really nice. She got God in her life. She got these different qualities that I really admire. Like, I'm willing to explore this with her. But her side, nigga, I don't know who you is, though. I'm willing to explore with you, but I don't know who you is. So as we go into that dance,
yeah,
she might be feeling like, dang, he did this, he do this, he did. But on the other side, again, speaking only from my experience, I've been in a situation where I don't really be feeling that way. Like I'm losing interest in the person. I'm like, damn, you cussed me out. I thought she was nice, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what I mean by that.
You have those opportunities to test their character.
Not the test word, your favorite test. I don't be testing though.
I'm just messing.
Yeah. Stop. But, yeah. So yeah, to the point of view, we was talking about with your video. I don't know. I feel like, or even take it back to the original topic. When it comes to stuff like that, like, I do feel like men go in with an idealistic situation, but I feel like women do too.
Yeah.
Especially what you explained right now. Like, do men put women on a pedestal? Yes. But women also have a high level of expectations, which is okay. You should. I don't think that's wrong. And I think, like you said, the missing the mark is that nobody wants to settle.
Yeah. I feel like by the time someone gets here, it's just like, it's whatever. Like, it's no way of working back up or working back down or whatever the case. Like, I don't feel like people have enough patience or commitment at that point to be like, okay, we missed the mark at first, but like, if we really want to invest in this, like,
this is something that can be fixed.
Yeah, but I don't feel like people have that. Either they don't have that capacity or they don't have that understanding. Or
I don't think they have that. I don't think they're. Some guy said this a long time ago. Brothers, the reason why you keep messing with the wrong girl is because you're not asking the right questions. And I feel like that applies both sides.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people are having the right conversations to really get to know a person. You can only ask what your favorite color so much. I can only care about your favorite music so much.
Yeah, I was talking to Britt about that.
How do you want to raise your kids?
I was talking to Britt about that a few months ago when we were talking about like dating and stuff. And she was like on the same page as me. She was like, I was like, I'm so tired of like those kind of conversations. Like, oh, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite color? What's your like? What do you like to do for fun? Like, I'm just so over having those type of conversations. And so I was like, I already want to be like in a relationship where like our schedules already like just flow into each other. Like we're already just doing things together, and it's just like we're learning stuff about each other from just experiencing life together. So we're out a lot or whatever, and you just notice that I wear blue a lot or something. Like, oh, maybe that's her favorite color. Or like, oh, like you see, I order like burritos every time we go. Oh, burritos are her favorite food. Got it. You know, or like, oh, she always wants to go to cheesecake. Okay, cheesecake's her favorite. Like, I'd rather it naturally like develop an understanding other than us having that 3-hour conversation of like, what don't you like? What you don't like? I feel like it's
I think part of it is because we live in a social media era, or not even social media. We live in an era where we can communicate all the time. Because I think about, my mom and dad, yeah, they have phones, but if you really wanted to get active with that person, we got to be in front of each other for an extended period of time. So, like, I feel like first dates now will be so quick. You just go one place and that's it. I'm going to text you the rest of the day. Yeah. Or I'm going to text you all day up to the event. Then we'll go to the event with you. Then I'm going to text you all the way point after. Granted, anyway, but I feel like that's the thing. And I think I do agree with you with that. You would know a lot more. And I feel like I learn a lot more about a person by, listen, let me either get on the phone with you or let me get in front of your face. Because you can only front so much. Like you said, it's gonna be little things that you're gonna do, this and that, whatever, and I'm gonna learn more about you in that way than asking you what's something that you're working on that you feel like is holding you back. Like, shut up. Like, is it a good conversation starter?
Sure.
Yes, if you're deep in a relationship. Yeah. But nigga, I just met you. What you talking about? What's a skill that you're looking to improve on?
Or they ask you, like, what would you do in this situation? Like, if I've never been in that situation before, I could tell you anything. And then I get in a situation and do the complete opposite.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know.
So that's what's, I mean, I think what you saying that makes a lot of sense. I think that makes, again, maybe something to think about, something to do. Like, because I know I struggle with the texting. I was telling you heard me on my phone with my friend. I don't know if you heard when I said that part of that. I feel like my texting game is about a 3, a 4.
You've gotten better. You talk about like out of 10?
Yeah. It's like a 3 or 4 out of 10, my text game. Straight pooty. I don't think I have an average text game. I think my text game is definitely below average.
I feel like it changes throughout the week though. I feel like there are some weeks where you're a good solid 6.5. Then I feel like there's some weeks where like a solid 2.
Hey, listen.
And that's okay because like you already put that disclaimer out there. You do try more, and I feel like should be acknowledged and appreciated.
I mean, listen. If it was up to me, I wouldn't text nobody. We being honest. I think texting is reserved for emergencies. That's how I'm starting to feel this bit. What do you need me to know right now that you might not be able to call me? That text it to me. But the little better conversation sometimes, especially when people not talking about nothing, it's like, please,
like 2
God
weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Oh, we had this conversation about like how check-ins can be like a lot of pressure or just take up a lot of time. So the last 2 weeks I have been texting way more, like checking in with my girlfriends and stuff, because I'm just like, I can't keep doing the check-ins. I'm just gonna text and know what's going on.
Be constantly involved.
Yeah, constantly involved, and it's been going okay. I thought it would be like a lot, but it's been going okay. Yeah. But now I'm in that point, kind of like where you are, where I'm like, I didn't respond right away, but it's been okay. Yeah.
But I will say, while my texting game is like a 2, 3, 4, I think my in-person game, I give myself a 9.5.
Yeah.
I give myself a 9.5. I won't give myself a 10, but I give myself a 9.5.
Why don't you give yourself a 10?
Some things I'm still working on, phone situation. Sometimes I have to be on my phone.
Okay.
I am a type of person to pick up a call sometimes, stuff like that. I don't think that's dime behavior.
Yeah, I understand.
It depends on the context. If it's somebody I know for a long time, like, I've been with you 3 hours. I gotta answer the phone.
But I agree. I can agree with your 9.5 with those reasons.
So and that's why I said like I feel like a lot of times for me that's why I'm like I would prefer to like let's just listen. And then but it's hard because again I'm not trying to be like let's hang out all the time. It's like can't do that. But if it's up to me like listen, instead of me text you every day, I'd rather get with you every other week. I'm pretty sure we'll learn a lot more about each other and them sit downs and this. Hey.
Yeah, I want to get with people more often, but
it's a lot.
Yeah, especially because I feel like I live I know I'm not far, but I just feel like
you're pretty deep.
I'm pretty deep.
30-minute drive is a substantial reason.
It took me an hour to get to Sade's once.
Exactly. That's substantial.
And I was just like, but we don't even live like
that far away from each other.
Yeah, it was just hella traffic that day, and I was just like, what is this?
You gotta go through all the different kind of traffic areas. You hit like 3 hot spots.
Yeah, so I was like, things like that. I was like, I would want to see idealistically, I would want to see my various friends groups like at least once a week, or like if I had a choice, I would go to work, go somewhere, chill with my friends.
Yeah.
But like with all of us being so spread out, and then like now my work schedule is just like everywhere is just like it's just sad. I want a simple life where I can just go to I always
no you don't.
Why did you say that? Why don't you believe I want a simple life?
I don't believe nobody wants a simple life. Everybody actually I don't say I don't believe nobody. I don't believe nobody born in California wants a simple life.
Okay. Why is that?
Look how everybody live their life. Name one person you know that's simple in your life. In California.
I feel like the folks I live with are my siblings are simple.
Bullshit. I don't agree.
Really?
No, I don't agree.
Because of their taste in certain like what they find fun
and their belief systems.
You don't have to elaborate.
Simple is.
I feel like they're simple in the sense of
easy to please.
They're married, they work,
they live a simple life.
Okay.
They live a simple life, yes,
yeah.
But if they had it their way, I don't think it would look like that.
No, probably not.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making.
For my sister, I feel like it was. She actually enjoys that, what she does. But for my brother, he probably wouldn't want what he's doing.
Yeah.
So what do you mean about you don't believe I want a simple life?
You tell me how much money you want to make because there's so many things that you want to do. How you want a simple life? If you want a simple life, you would want you be like, I just want to make $40,000 and just have a nice house. And no, you said I need $100,000 so I can travel every week.
I didn't say I want to travel. I said I want to travel every 4 months.
I know.
And it doesn't
facetious.
It doesn't have to be out of the country. It literally can be within the state.
Okay.
I feel like that's simple.
Exactly. You feel like that's simple. There's some people who ain't never been in Disneyland their whole life, don't plan on it. Actually, they plan on going to Disneyland one time. That's going to be enough for them.
I've been to Disneyland twice, and it was enough for me. I went as a baby, and I don't remember it. I was like 3.
Your baseline is different than most people. Most people ain't never, ever been to California their day in their life.
I never been to Atlanta, Georgia, or New York, or Colorado.
What are you saying?
There's states I've never been to in a day of my life.
That's like going from the U.S. to England. Nigga, we talking about motherfuckers who live in conditions that ain't the same as California.
Okay.
I live in America. I ain't never been to the UK. We talking about people who live in like Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Is it a good country? Yes. But is there some impoverished parts? Absolutely.
There's some impoverished parts here. I guess. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
And y'all wonder why. You want me to say why you got a simple life?
No.
No.
Don't elaborate no more.
Stop, chill.
chill
I don't know.
out, chill
'Cause
out.
listen, I don't think I want to. I don't think I know. I don't want a simple life,
Okay.
and that's okay. Is there a lot of simple things that I enjoy?
Yeah.
Dinner with friends, hanging out, reading. You know what I'm saying? I'm a video gamer. Games. Is there a lot of simple things I like? Yes. But am I lying to myself and go act like, no, nigga, what's up to me? I'm trying to learn how to fly the plane. I'm trying to.
I can't get my pilot license. I found out like 2 years ago I couldn't get it.
Cause your blood condition.
Huh? No, not because. Potentially, I could have been a factor, but no, because I wear glasses.
Oh.
You have to have 20/20 vision.
Get LASIK.
Maybe. I don't know if it's worth it.
I feel like I've seen pilots with glasses. Is that true?
Have I seen pilots with glasses? I don't think I have.
I'm gonna look up pictures now. If I see any pilots with glasses, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, because I think for like the last 6 years, I was like, I want to get my pilot's license. And then I learned that I was like, oh.
I guess it makes sense because you're talking about safety.
Yeah.
Interesting. But you can drive a car? Wild.
Well, they make you take the eye exam.
The one that people cheat on?
And cars are more, what do you call it? More unsafe.
But who said?
It's safer to travel by plane than car.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and we're allowed to.
Yeah, we're
wear
allowed to be
glasses.
blind.
Yeah.
And more people are getting bodied.
Yeah.
Come on now. Any hoodle.
Where were we?
Well, I mean, we're the transition. We're talking about Jerome.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, shout out to Jerome. That was a good. If you guys haven't watched it, make sure you check it out. It was really, really good. Again, it's okay if you change your mind. Nothing wrong with changing your mind, and you have the right to change your mind.
Yeah.
Did we really go into that?
I think it's just
Yeah, we did.
depends on the other person if they're willing to hold space for you and commit to collaborating, like you said, and growing in that way and finding a happy medium and all the things.
Yeah, and I do also feel like if they gave you the space, like you said, people change. So a good example could be, I feel like we should have kids, or like I'm married. I'm like I want to have kids. My wife was like, I don't want to have kids right now because I'm focused on my career. Okay, cool. 5 years down the line, then she's like, okay, I'm ready to have kids. And he like, I don't want to have kids right now. I'm taking, I'm going back to school, get my higher education or something like that, I don't know if that conversation always works for the best.
I think also it could come to a point where they're just not interested in kids no more. They've experienced the married life without children and they're just like, I'm actually okay with this. But that's where, do you really love that person?
I mean, I would say yeah. I don't think everybody ordained to have kids.
No, I'm saying like, can you love past that? Like, if
they don't want kids.
If someone gets to a point where they're like, I actually do want kids, and the other person's like, well, I still don't want kids. Like, can that person that wants kids stick it out even though they aren't able to?
Well, I mean, it depends because, like you said, at that point, it's like, what's the ultimate goal?
Mm-hmm.
Her body, her choice. So, she don't want no kids. Can't force her to have no kids.
Right.
On that same note, I don't think love always looks like doing what you want to do.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, it comes to a point of like, do you really love that person or your marriage? And
it depends on what the reason it is. I think if, whether it be man or woman, if they want to have a baby for a reason that's not, don't got no weight to it, I can't be mad at somebody else for holding out.
Yeah, I know how you feel about that.
What you mean?
About like the reason for having kids.
I mean, because, if you want to have a baby because you feel like your sister had a baby and your other friend had a baby and you the only one without a baby, is that a valid reason? I don't know. For me, it might not be because, like, especially if I don't want a baby, nah. But if it's something like, I'm getting older. I want to have a baby while I'm still young and be able to raise whatever. Those seem like more reasons that sound a little bit like maybe I don't want a baby, but I'm willing to try with you, whatever. Or even like on the dude side, common one is like, I'm the only boy in my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to have some babies so I can, pass on the last name type stuff. So I could see those reasons, but when it just be like, dudes that just be dudes or girl, like any dude or woman who just want to have a baby for the sake of having a baby, like we basically been married for 2 years, we just have a baby at this point. That's not a good reason to have no baby.
Yeah.
We 1 year in and we ain't had no baby yet. My mom keep asking me when we gonna have a baby, so I think we should just pop one out. And it worked. Whatever different stroke for different folks. For me, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
So, anyways, anything else you want to talk about? So is that face?
No, I was thinking about the other stuff we had talked about.
We had the Fannita.
Oh yeah, the
We got
Fannita.
the white. We can either talk about Fannita,
Fenty.
or we can talk about the Fenty. You sound like you wanted to talk about the Fannita thing earlier. I don't know what point you was looking at.
What point was like? It was something that stood out to me.
So I'm just gonna go into it, and if we talk about
and
it,
we can
don't.
decide what's going on once we're in it.
So if y'all don't know, because y'all might not know, because I think our demographic is older. On TikTok, there's a young lady named Fannita. She's popular for this whole going on this Tarte trip, which was a brand trip. There was another girl supposed to go on this Tarte trip. Something happened where they removed the black girl and replaced her with Fannita. And instead of just not saying nothing, Fannita decided to comment on it, saying that the girl was wrong and had nothing to do with racial bias, blah, blah, blah. Ever since then, Fannita been, a coon, according to people. Not according to me, according to people. And she been getting a lot of backlash from the black community. White people loved her. Black community felt some type of way. Since then, like the lady in the video said, due to medical advances, Fannita was able to lose weight. And since she lost weight, she's in her, what they call the villain era, her villain arc. And she basically said, pretty much verbatim, when I was fat, I couldn't talk about y'all. But now that I'm skinny, ooh, y'all bitches about to get it. Pretty much what she said, almost verbatim. And I don't want to get too deep into the Fannita stuff because it's not my world. I honestly don't care because I just don't care.
Yeah.
But something that did stand out to me was her, when she was talking about when she was having her manic rants, she was saying that a group of people that she can't stand is niggas, and specifically black men. What she meant by that. Because she said they was the main ones that was going in on her on Twitter and different platforms, shaming her for her body and blah, 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 blah. So the reason I want to talk about it, because the question that came to my mind first was like, was she justified in her villain arc?
Okay.
She justified in her villain arc because of the bullying she got, whatever. Initially, I say no. I don't think you're justified to treat people like shit, call people broke and welfare babies and food stamps and
Section 8.
yeah, saying all this out of pocket stuff. Because I feel like people catch strays.
Yeah.
But Because obviously your fans is the one who fall. Anyways. But I will say, I do think one of the more despicable things I've seen from my men, and I'm not gonna say all black men, but I've definitely seen a lot of black men be very out of pocket, specifically to people with unique body types on social media. And that shit is out of pocket because men don't succumb to that shit. Do men get roasted for their body types? Yes. Do it have the same impact? No. You know what I'm saying? If you misbuilt or whatever as a man, you still can go get you a girlfriend. If it's like that for a woman, it can be challenging for her to then find a partner. And I think it's fucked up. Well, on top of that, being challenging to find a partner, you also getting bullied, especially if you're not the nicest person in the world. And the nicest literally means like you have to be overly nice. If not, then you gonna get it. Talk about catching strays. I ain't do nothing but post a selfie today, and niggas in here going crazy with the gifts. I done seen that a couple times on Twitter.
Wow.
Like that girl who, you love me.
Oh, yeah.
When she first started blowing up, they was going in on her too. I'm like, see, you're out of pocket. Especially, it didn't help that she had the little mustache on, but you know, I don't know. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts on what? On that particular stance. I get her. I get not all of what I don't identify or agree with how she's showing up with all this, but I get her to the point of black men. It was actually, I just was thinking about this yesterday, I think. I was just saying, like, I think the conflicts I have with dating especially is I'm primarily attracted to black men. Like, that's just a natural attraction I have. But black men are the only men that ever hurt me before. Even outside of relationships, like just interacting with them in life. Like, I've never been hurt by like a man who wasn't black as severely as I was hurt by a black man. And so for me, it's just like, that's who I desire to be with because of my natural attractions. But then on the other hand, it's like, typically from my experience, those are not the men that have the best intentions towards me, or even find me desirable. And so I get what she's saying, like, she's not gonna F with black men because of like how they've treated her, probably not just online but like throughout her life. So I definitely get it.
Yeah,
I can understand when someone can get to the point of just like, I'm just not on the table anymore.
yeah. And that's what I said. Like, that was the part that, to me, because different points stood out to everybody, but to me, again, being a black dude and I'm not perfect, but to engage with somebody on a disrespectful level with for no reason is wild. I don't know the origin story of Lizzo, but Lizzo obviously plays into the jokes that she gets. Does that mean they don't affect her? No, I don't think that's true. But she plays into them. So when people go back and forth for her, it's almost like a game because she knows what time it is, whatever. But again, when, you know what I'm saying, you're a regular Joe Schmo girl who is not petite, you know what I'm saying, you getting roasted. Like, example, Fannita. She was big, she was getting roasted. Now she lost weight. Y'all roasted how her body looked.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it make it hard for me as a, you know, as a black man, because like, you know, when people be like, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather be in the woods with a bear, it's like, well, nigga, do I still think it's a fair point? No, but I mean, look how y'all is.
Yeah.
And not, again, I'm not gonna put it all on black men, because I know a lot of good black dudes in my life personally. But I know them motherfucking minions on social media is a whole different breed. Mm-hmm. 5 sure.
Yeah.
And again, it comes from different factors. A lot of times they try to act like they get a lot of options, but they don't get their own options either. So they, you know, whatever the case is. But I won't go into the psychology and all that stuff of them. But I just think it's disheartening to me, because I can't blame her for feeling that way. I know there's definitely truth in that, because again, being a nigga means I'm being around niggas. So I know how them niggas talk. I also know, being a young black dude, I know how I've talked in the past. So I don't know. I hate to be that corny ass nigga, like, we need to do better, but that's really how I feel. Like, damn, bro, like.
Yeah.
And let me also be fair, because I do feel like, just to give one caveat,
Okay.
I do feel like it ain't always directed specifically at black women. I do think niggas be giving it to everybody. I don't think they be targeting black women, but I do think, what's the word? By proximity, they deal with black women probably more than they deal with any other race. Because I've definitely seen the niggas go crazy in white women comments too. Like, pretty bad as well. So I don't think it's, but again, I think in proximity, I think they deal with, and I don't think it's right regardless. You know, if someone's involved in the jokes, is that cool? Yes. Is getting a joke off every once in a while cool? Yes. But, you know, to go see every post, be berated.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And again, I'm not trying to, this is just how I felt hearing it. These are the thoughts.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just don't know how, because again, I'm not perfect, but I know I ain't never did no shit like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. A lot of people would say, like, oh, well, she signed up for it because she's on social media. She's in a public eye. And I'm just like, yeah, but
I don't agree with that.
we're all on social media. We're all
That's
on,
like saying I deserved it for walking out the house.
right. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure
You walked out the house. You deserve, that's what come with it. People gonna say something to you like,
right.
okay.
Like, what? So I feel like a lot of people use that argument. And I'm just like, over it.
Yeah, and I think it's whack. Especially when it's a constant. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to explore the topic, because it's like,
You got your point out. You think they, men should do better.
I know. I don't know. Because it's like, I feel like, am I missing a side? Because obviously I know people like me, like CJ, like my cousin, who aren't that way. But I don't. This is one of the situations where I feel like recognizing the outliers is a disservice to what's actually happening.
Yeah, like we appreciate those outliers, but we have to,
En masse is not the case.
yeah.
And the question is again, why not en masse? Is it like an assumption that y'all know we joking? That's just how we is. Is it a? I just don't understand it. Because I get it, like, black people are the type of people, like, we gonna make a joke. Period. You know what I'm saying? Unc didn't fall off the roof. A joke's being made. It's a serious situation, bro.
Yeah.
My sister had her baby and she had the C-section and everything. I made a joke as soon as I walked in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's what happens. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if I wrote any notes.
I feel like it's to a point. It was just like you said, it's a cultural thing, right? But then it's a point where it just becomes bullying.
Yeah, and I feel like it's one of those things too. Is like, because this is something I wrote down. When does the social media platforms get involved? Twitter, I give it a pass because Twitter gonna be Twitter. I feel like, is there a hate comments on YouTube? Yes. I feel like YouTube's probably one of the places where I've seen the least of that stuff. Usually if it's a hate comment, it's usually about the character. And maybe it's because of the nature of the social media is that it's like these quick hot takes. And you know something I also realized I never knew? I never realized until I was thinking about the other day. I'm watching a post. Again, I'm a social media guy, so I study social media. This is account that I was following, and for the last 6 reels, they had the same caption.
Okay.
But the caption was, "Let me tell you why the Nissan GTR is the best car." Blah 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 blah. Caption. The video was completely different context, different topic. All the comments never acknowledged what the fucking bio said. So I commented.
So what was one of the videos? It wasn't featuring Nissan?
No.
Okay, so the caption was talk about the Nissan car.
Every video caption was, "Let me tell you why the Nissan GTR is the best car." Blah 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 blah.
And then there was a different video.
The video was just a random viral video.
Okay, and then the comments were engaging with what the video was.
So this, me coming back to the party after my friends sent me home in the Uber.
So.
But the caption says, "Don't worry. Here's everything you need to know about the Nissan GTR. The Nissan GTR is a high-performance sports car renowned of its exceptional speed." Blah 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 blah. All about the Nissan GTR. The whole caption.
Is it getting at like they had to take an Uber home and not it?
No, you didn't hear what I'm saying.
No. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. But the thing
I was just trying to give it benefit of the doubt.
But this is the thing that threw me off.
Yeah.
I go to the comment section, and no comment has acknowledged the caption.
Okay.
None. I'm the one who said, "So we just not gonna talk about the caption?" Everybody immediately acknowledged what the video said. So it threw me for a loop. Because that lets me know that people not taking the time to really think when they making these captions. These comments.
Yeah, comments.
Comments. And not like they just basically saying exactly like, so if I see big woman with a demeanor that I don't enjoy, whatever that feeling is, what I'm about to comment.
Okay.
And I think that's wild to me. I just feel like social media gotta go away.
I was
It's deeply emotional.
I was conflicted because I was watching a fashion video. I think I was watching a fashion video on YouTube. It was a short, and she was saying, "Oh, it was about how I dress in." Because this has been a trend in online with fashion, like, oh, like people in the U.S. like they dress like bums when they want to be comfortable or casual, and people like in the UK like they know how to dress casual without looking like a bum, basically. So she was like, oh, since being in the UK, like I have to get dressed to like leave the house because like it's unacceptable to just wear like a messy bun and like sweats and like a crop top or whatever. So she's like showing her outfit, like her before she's cooking. What I do in the UK if I forgot something as I'm cooking, I have to go back to the store. So she's cooking noodles or something, has on like sweats, crop top, I have to get dressed because I have to go to the store. So she puts on her outfit or whatever. So I know the context of the video was showing the differences of like, if I was in the U.S., I would just keep my Crocs on and just run to the store. But since I'm in the UK, I have to put on actual clothes. That was the concept of the video. But in my mind, I said, both outfits were ugly. Like, they were both, like, ugly outfits, whether one was more put together than the other. And I went to go comment it, and I was like, I'm not going to comment. And then I was like, no, I really want to tell her both outfits are ugly.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And so I just swiped away. And I feel like a lot of people should do that. They should just swipe away. If it's something like you don't like or it's not, you're not feeling, like, you don't have to speak on everything.
You don't have to leave your stamp.
Yeah, like, I don't understand. Literally, the only things I comment on is something like really cute or like positive. I'm like, oh, this made me feel great. Like, you know, whatever. Usually when I'm on a comment, it's because the video asked a question, like gave me a prompt, and that's usually my most engagement in comment sections, if I'm prompted to respond to a question or something that they put in the post.
So let me ask you, do you feel like there's ever a time to give a negative comment?
I don't think I ever given like a negative comment. I'll respond to like, because I watch a lot.
What do you define as a negative comment?
I watch a lot of content that's around like debating, right? Or like, oh, what's your stance on this situation? And I'll write my opinion, but I don't feel like that's a negative comment because I'm not like attacking the person. I'm just.
You never hit them with this is absolutely tone deaf. Next time you need to do some more research. Is that a negative comment?
I guess in the verbiage, it could come off as a negative comment. But I feel like that's just educating someone like, bro, what you doing? Like,
you did not eat.
Oh,
negative comment.
Yeah.
Is it? You did not eat.
Because I could have told the girl that with the outfit, so I chose not to.
I feel like that's light.
Oh, no.
So what's worse? You did not eat or thought you ate?
Thought you ate.
Thought you ate.
Yeah.
So that'd be a negative comment. So what if you went into more details? I love how you shared the concept, but I think you could have did a better job of putting outfits together. Is that a negative comment?
Yeah, because if that's her style, that's her style. Like, I'm not going to knock her style. It's just,
But like
I just felt like it was.
My thing is, what if she don't know her outfits is whack?
Maybe if she thinks her outfit's whack, let her live her life.
That's what she don't know.
Let her live her life.
It's just like when you ever seen that kid at school who wear two different plaids.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes if we didn't roast that kid, he probably still wearing two different plaids.
I like plaids with other patterns.
Well, two patterns is not the same thing as wearing two plaids.
But if he's fine with that, he's comfortable in it, he's confident in it, why knock him down?
Don't make me get on my what's his name? What's his name? What's them two niggas' names?
Who?
The ones that be having all the women on that show.
Oh! I forgot the name of it.
I can't remember them names.
Oh my goodness, it's okay. They don't need to know.
Fly or something.
Yeah.
Whatever that show is. Shame is good.
Yeah.
If dosed correctly. I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking, but I'm saying, like, I don't know. Again, to not get too far from the point.
I want to say, isn't that the one thing you hated he said on the verses?
I did. That's why I thought it was funny. That's why I was being joking. But I mean it in a way of like, you know, I have to be honest with myself. If I didn't get told that I was dusty sometimes, I never would have ever got my sense of style.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had an old nigga sense of style, meaning we're gonna wear a bunch of the same color. I'm gonna have the electric blue shoes with the black cargo shorts and electric blue design shirt.
Okay.
And the socks gonna have some way to connect in another way. And if you're an old nigga, you got that shit on. My homie said, absolutely fucking not. And I wouldn't ever knew they didn't tell me that. I thought, I got that
But
shit
that's
on.
different. That's like your friends. Like, who am I to tell her that?
Them niggas was not my friends. That was
It was just people that was in around you.
It was people who saw me. I was like, nigga, you look like you feel like you got that shit on. I'm here to let you know.
You don't.
That outfit is not fly. You know, I'm just like, I'm devastated. Going home, like, I throw this whole shit away.
I don't know. I feel like I probably have left negative comments, but it's usually not directly at the person's, like, image. It's usually, like, maybe their opinion. And I'm just like, that's trash or something. I don't know. I just.
Again, I think there's a difference between a negative comment and a comment like what I'm talking about with her. Like, saying, the comments I've been seeing, like how you get weight loss surgery, it look worse, stuff like that. Like, that's fucked. But saying something like, "Girl, you having manic episodes on social media," is that a negative comment? Yes. But at the same time, there's some truth to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think.
So I guess my thing was just more like, because then I just don't understand. Well, I was basically saying social media is emotional. So I understand it, but I don't think other people. I mean, we learned about this a long time ago when it comes to cyberbullying. People don't understand the weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, can a person log off? Yes.
I think people just don't value life anymore. And it's reflected highly on social media.
Yeah.
So I think that's the larger
Like Gary Vee said.
problem.
And it's like what Gary Vee said. It's easier to say this on not being on the receiving end of it, but all them niggas I hate to be this way, sorry y'all, men. All them niggas who did that is miserable as fuck. And I only have to say that because you took the time, again, like DDG be saying, in your big age, to go comment on how a young girl look. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think, you brought up DDG, do you think his statement that he came out with this week, because I think I did see that.
What?
Or it might have been a late video, but
What do you say?
him and Hallie got Halo tattooed on their arms, like matching tattoos.
Uh-huh.
And people were in his comments like, wow, y'all doing all that, but you can't put a ring on it? Like, that was their comments. So you feel like that's a negative comment, or you feel like that's them, like, telling him, like, or you feel like that's, like, them telling you that your outfit is dusty?
I mean, I feel like it's a neutral comment.
Yeah.
Is it negative? Technically, yes. Did they need to say it? No, I don't think so. And I mean, I see it as a negative comment, yeah, because it's like you don't know what their situation is.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We don't know if. How do we know if DGG don't want to get married or Hallie don't want to get married?
Yeah.
So you might be playing around, and it might be something he might be really insecure about, or she might be insecure about. You know what I'm saying? Look at marriage. Can we stop acting like marriage in the entertainment industry just work? Look at J-Lo. They've been married and divorced and got back with somebody she didn't divorce with.
And it's still unhappy. That's the.
So I'm saying it's like y'all be trying to. Well, I'm saying y'all be trying to throw people in these motherfucking marriages with these comments and stuff like that. It's like, come on, can we be fucking for real? This ain't two regular people who just got regular jobs. Like, these people who live in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It means they're gonna be in situations where a lot of times they're gonna be uncomfortable. Halle Bailey gonna do a movie role, make DG probably feel uncomfortable at one point. Blah 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 blah. Or they're gonna be in scenarios where people feel uncomfortable, and guess what? He gonna might want to check out.
Right.
Why would I marry a person if that could be a possibility? I don't know.
It's just so many things we don't know, and so I feel like comments like that is just like
Whack.
Yeah. But so he made this whole video saying like, I think I'm gonna step away from social media. Maybe I post too much personal things about my life because things like this and.
He said that after that?
Yeah, he said that after those comments and stuff. I was just
Real shit.
I get it. I feel like the ways social media has come to, especially for celebrities, is just like they feel pressured to share. And I'm just like, they shouldn't feel pressured to.
I just feel like as a young person, posting on social media is detrimental to your health. Especially in your 20s. I don't feel like we have a perception, we don't have a good enough perception in our 20s of who we are. And the very, very few people who do are highly successful at social media, but I'm not 100% confident in who I am every day of the week. So I can't go on social media and have somebody tell me about myself, about little stuff that I'm not realizing. Like you said,
stuff you do realize and you're trying to overcome it, and they're constantly reminded you.
Imagine like something I struggle with is affection. Dang, I'll post a picture of me and my a boo I have if I have a boo, and they be like, hey, every time I see pictures of y'all, you ain't never affectionate to her.
Y'all said like y'all don't know each other.
That, like I said, that might really fuck me up. And granted, it might be true, but it's like, well, fuck y'all. I don't want to show y'all shit no more. I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
but if you feel like, you know, if you feel like that's something that you could be aware of, you might be like, okay. And I don't text her back. Okay, bye.
Right.
You know, I think the best person who ever handled social media, the best person who ever handled the paparazzi and all that shit is really Will Smith. On God. On God. Will Smith is definitely the epitome of how you handle all that shit. Because Will Smith had been through the ringer, the swinging, the Tupac, the what do they call that? The entanglement, the slap, the cheating allegations, the weirdo allegations. He just got all these alleges on him. Will Smith don't give a fuck. He say he care a little bit. He's admitted to it, like it's been tough, but when you know your life and your family know who you is, it's hard. It's hard for, you know, he has a lot of people, but it's like, how do I really take that shit serious? Not to mention, he probably has an extension between him and them. I don't post. He probably don't read them comments.
Yeah.
But you 20-something years up, you your own social media manager. It goes straight to my phone. Bing. Nigga, why your nose look like that? How could you? So I don't know. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share on the Fannita situation. Wishing her the best. She's still crazy.
Yeah. I hope for her a good well-being in all this. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys. This is another episode of the Special Friends Podcast. I'm your boy Wuzi, and I'm here with
Ariel.
Ariel. And if you guys enjoyed the episode, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. As always, do me a favor. If you haven't, rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Review us on Spotify. It helps us out a lot. And yeah, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
You're my special friend.